Hey everyone, it's Peter from Compass Community Church. So glad that you can watch this video today with Joe. Joe is a good friend, and Joe has been a part of our church for well over a year now, right,
Yeah,
Joe?
yeah.
Yeah, some of you watching will remember the video that we recorded a little over a year ago that told the story of how Joe came to be a part of our church, and we celebrated his baptism here in this church, and that was part of our conversation at that time as well. And we thought it would be really great to have another follow-up video with Joe since then. Joe has been, I would guess, our most faithful attendee
Yeah.
at our church. I think in the last, year and a
Haven't missed
half,
a day.
haven't missed a day.
No.
So if we were taking attendance, not that we would do that, but if we did, Joe would certainly get the gold star. You're here more than I am, Joe.
Yeah.
So that's really great. But we thought it would be really interesting to have a conversation with Joe and just share a little bit more, Joe, about how your walk with God has continued since then and how your involvement here at Compass has deepened as well.
Well, as we have known, when I was baptized, I gave my testimony of faith, and there was a lot of things I didn't say at the time. Even in the first interview, I was a little nervous, but now I'm a lot more laid back. I've gotten to know God and Jesus on a better basis. I'm involved with the AA. We actually have an AA meeting here every Sunday night at 7 p.m., and that has really helped too. And it's a good turnout. But just to go back a little bit, actually quite a bit, during my childhood, we did not realize that I was autistic and had a lot of actually disabilities at that time. Back in 1961, I guess they didn't know too much about it. But finding out that I was a floor baby, didn't walk or talk for over a year and a half, and anyway, that led to a lot of problems. Alcohol was my number one choice at a very young age, and I just continued with the alcohol. That was the only way I knew how to live, and I did have some success in that time, but I got married, I had a couple of daughters, but that didn't last that long, 10, 11 years. But I got two daughters out of the marriage. But after my marriage ended, that's when the alcohol really, really kicked in, because I was free. I could do what I wanted to do. Well, I wound up bankrupt, homeless, walking the streets of Hamilton, getting into trouble with the law, which, I'm not proud of today, getting in altercations with police officers, being incarcerated for short periods of times, and stuff like that, just really destroying the lives of people, Pastor Peter. That's the big problem. That was the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's so great that you can look back on all of that now with a completely different perspective
Yeah.
and look back not only, with a different point of view, but also as a very changed person. And we had a great AA meeting here a little over a month ago, I think, where you shared a little bit more about the testimony you're speaking about this morning. And it's just so great that that's a part of our church, that we have people who are a part of that AA community, finding a welcoming place here. And the greatest thing is that you talk about what the Lord has done in your life, and that's something we all celebrate with you, Joe.
Well, that is very important for me to know the difference of thinking I knew the Lord back in my drinking days to getting to know the Lord today. And when I came through these doors a little over a year and a half ago, I didn't know what to expect. Christian Reformed Church, are these people going to judge me? Because that's what I was very used to, was being judged, criticized, being Aboriginal. I didn't have I had a very hard time in school with that. But you know what? When I was told that my chances in 2019, when I went into recovery, that was about my fifth time, but I was very serious about it. And when I was told that my chances were way less than average to be where I am today. That was kind of a, well, you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna see what I can do. The average is 15%, by the way. For someone where I was to get where I am today, it's 15%, and my chances were way less than that.
Mm.
I was told by counselors, I had psychotherapists, all that, but when I came into this church, I really felt welcome. I've, briefly been to churches before, but what I like about Compass is they have coffee before, and you talk to each other. They have coffee afterwards. They're not in a hurry to get you out of here. And it is very, very nice to be able to share with people. And I know that just through me being an alcoholic and where I am today, people here have friends, whatever, or sons, daughters that are alcoholics as well. And I know that I help, and I help in a good way. I spoke last Friday night in Mount Bridges, and I had people that had a lot more sobriety than I do say, you know what, I didn't know that, or I needed to hear that.
Mm.
And that's really good. I have my own den at home, and it's my sanctuary. And I watch a lot of videos, spirituality videos, and that I can back up and I can fall backwards. I have severe mental health issues, and that's hard that's hard for me to deal with on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
What you're saying, Joe, reminds me a lot about something that Philip Yancey would write about in Christianity Today columns. He was an associate editor of Christianity Today for many years, has written many great books that have been, just great resources for people in their relationship with the Lord. But he has referred to Alcoholics Anonymous quite often in his writings, and really pointing out how the group of people who are involved in that or other groups that deal with dependency issues, that's really more like what the church is supposed to be.
yeah.
And the church sometimes is not what the church is supposed to be. In other words, he says, we can learn a lot more from people who are in that group than they can learn from us. The church is, traditionally, especially so, formal, sometimes very judgmental. And he quotes friends of his who are in the dependency support groups. And they would say, I wouldn't think of going to church because I feel judged. I don't feel accepted. But that's very different from what you've experienced here at Compass.
Oh, much. Well, it is a huge difference to what I thought. And now, when you're accepted like that, and you know that it's not judgmental, it's with love and care that this church provides for people. And it has given me the incentive to be more active here. About doing the door, changing the sign outside, getting the AA group going, helping here when I can, stuff like that. I look forward to coming here. And now I will admit, when I get into it's too peoply out there, I don't want to see anyone. I do force myself to come here because I know I'm going to feel better when I leave. And that's the way it is. So I might miss other things, but I will not miss coming here. It's an honor to come through these doors and to be able to be trusted and to do the things that I do here. So anyone out there that is suffering from any sort of disease, it doesn't matter, mental health, alcohol, drug, whatever it is, it can be, shopping is an addiction. There's a way out. And that's to truly get to know Jesus was what I found out. There's God, and then way over there is me, but in the middle, there's Jesus. I didn't even know who he was, but I sure do today.
Well, we celebrate that with you, Joe, and we're so great that you're thankful, that you're grateful that you're a part of our community, that we're getting to know and love you more, and we love to see how your involvement here is growing as well. And I just want to expand on what Joe mentioned. For anyone watching this video, if you or someone you know or love is struggling with mental health issues, codependency issues, there's a place for you here at this church. And we would love for you to worship with us on Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock if you live in our community of Strathroy and the broader community that surrounds us. So, Joe, it's been great for this conversation with you. And we, again, just celebrate what the Lord is doing in your life, what He has done. And you're just such a great example to all of us of what it means to know the Lord and to really be dependent every day on the Lord Jesus.
That's right. Well, that's good. That's good for me. I just want to say love you all and God bless.
Okay. Thanks so much for watching.